I believe we're at open micer number 4, and I believe that there is a theory of why New Man from Newark, man, takes that spot. So ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Charlie Newman! I should also make an effort. I was telling people before that they were going to be video recording this. The system is down, so we're trying to do some recording now. I have words from everyone I've talked to so far, but latecomers, are you cool with being video recorded? Please let me know. We'll figure that all out. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Charlie Newman.
Charlie! Yo. Okay, so instead of bringing a whole bunch of stuff, I wrote one poem and I don't want to read it. So I'm going to do all the poems I've ever written that I can remember. We're not going to be here. So where's my Zen when I need it? I need it now, I need it in house, so where is it? I got Zen out the ass, I got smile in class, I got style in class, and I got a free pass when I'm flush. But my Zen slips away like these words that I say, and it all fades to gray when I'm hush. So I'm asking again if you know where my Zen went, how, why, and when, but especially where, because I really do care, and it just isn't fair. Can you dig it? No, I don't do the deed, and I don't have the creed, and I don't have my Zen when I need it. Okay, thank you. I can remember one other poem that I wrote. It's a Hebraic haiku.
A what?
Hebraic haiku.
I love it.
10 fingers, 10 toes, 5 functioning senses, and oi. Still I complain. Thank you.
Charlie, that's wonderful.
I thought he was going to come up here and do something longer. I really did.
Yeah, I decided not to read that. It bores me.
It bores me, he says. Well then, since I'm not going to do any from memory, I am going to call up a man who, as I said, Jeanine had a piece that she had read that is accepted in last October's, and you have something that's coming up in March, I believe. I believe another person that has writing coming up in March, I believe, is our next open micer. Please give it up for Bruce Mattson. Come on up there, Bruce. Woo!
Before I forget, I know this piece of country for a fine old motorcycle, BSA 441 Victor, you might know by the yellow and polished aluminum gas tank. I know Cliff Major's the same, BSA, British small arms, made bikes when they weren't making machine guns. Majors wanted 4 large for the bike in '86, called him the Sandy Bandit, being on Sandy Boulevard in Portland, Oregon. Said he's seen the B-52 come through in the middle of the night, hauled without permit, and it began a gas station in Milwaukee these 50 years. The 441 sold new for $750 off the showroom floor in '65. Nothing changes, Majors told me. $750 then is 4 large now. In the silence of my shock, he told me other things. Doesn't bank, buy his gold. His mother was a full-blood Sioux, grew up in North Dakota. You never saw a Sioux weave a wide flat basket till after the automobile came. Only one reason to weave a basket like that, which would be government men. An Indian woman was only allowed 1 container for salt, sugar, flour, and bacon. Used to put it in a sack until the baskets. Said he never saw a gal spin the basket to get salt, sugar, and flour in separate piles, but that the government man didn't stir the lot anyway with a rancid bacon. I didn't buy the bike, but I wanted to. Majors was right about the value. He wasn't a bandit, he was the real deal, and he used to run at Portland Raceway Saturday nights in his 20s. Said a bum made 50 cents a day for labor, and it cost the same to see him. Now a guy gets 40 a day, and so does the gate at the track. Says he was jumping through rings of fire before Evel Knievel could piss his pants. This is a poe-try. People ask you, don't they, why do you write poetry? Where do the words come from? You, him, and her, don't you? Yeah, you think something to satisfy and wait for the conversation to move on to other things not to talk about, that people do anyway and will. But you don't tell them about the flights, do you? You don't give up the best thing you know, not because it's a secret or sacred or subject to scrutiny or second guesses, no. You don't, nor do I, put the process into words because we're afraid that spoken it might stop, that we will no longer be able to jump out the window of our minds like Superman's phone booth and use our X-ray vision and ability to fly. Most of all, we don't let on. but as far from the Daily Planet as we can get, the words that chronicle our journeys are as close to the real voyage as the decals on our luggage. And this is a Poet Depot. Oh yeah, while it's true I'm a bit of a recluse these days, there was a time, I had a day, pioneerish you might remark, bit fearless perhaps, even cavalier. There's a big hole like a ticket to ride something punched right in the middle of the landscape of my time. I'm being careful to frame this tastefully, not wanting to suffocate in nostalgia, but not pussyfooting around either. I've always favored poets and the artistically inclined as in those whose ways lead to something sometimes wonderful, sometimes awesome. Vistas that you would never find on your own, like how in Play Coup I found a Montyard chieftain who drew a perfect silhouette of me with a single pencil line while talking to my friend Emmett in French and never once looking at the paper. I think you should have a 12-year, $30 million contract to coach something, which I imagine he would burn to smoke his fish. He taught me about rice wine as well, but that, as we say in the adoration biz, is another story. And this one is about my big idea for elevating the marketability of garden variety poets. And Emmett says the chief was one of those too. I think poets are valuable, and I did what I could to prove it in the spring of '66. I began collecting them the way bankers collect financial instruments, and made a run on the industry with every intention of cornering the market. And though they would never confess, bless their plagiaristic little plastic hearts, truth be known, Poetry Depot is the business model on which some very successful enterprises have based their empires. Leave it to me to birth an idea that becomes someone else's home run, and still, in its heyday, Poetry Depot did offer electrically charged poets with unsurpassed conductivity, innovative poet plumbing fixtures that would voluntarily flush when full, and at last, the latest in flooring poets that you could walk all over without dulling their shine. Even at present, you will find the old school craftsmen that pine for old growth poets, whose timber was cut from a different forest and when peeled, made ply without blows. Their sordid cousins, when assembled in formations, made the most beautiful verse in the world. It was not uncommon then to see poets offered up as hand tools, potted plants, or household appliances. As a matter of fact, it's my belief that much of this tradition will outlive the legacy of my vision, which is poets stacked like bullion in the vaults of my safe.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I want to say a few things about images right now, really quickly. One, sometimes if people have good writing, I say, hey, I want that in an issue. Or if somebody sends me artwork that I think is cool, I'm like, hey, I want you in there. John Yatko, man right over there, was traveling around from his past job, and he takes pictures of a bunch of windmills, which is like the coolest little collage of all these crazy windmills. I'm like, want to be on the cover? Here, enjoy it. Glassy and everything. Anyway, so if anybody has any artwork or things like that that they'd like to ask me about, you always can. I'm available on the internet all over the place. And the other thing I was going to say about images, we walk up on this stage and it's like, well, there's this, cheesy looking thing with the, and when you see it up here, you're like, yeah, there's nothing to it. But if you look on those TVs that are up here, it looks amazing. I'm like, oh my God, you're actually on this bridge looking over. It's the most amazing thing to see, because we come up here up close and we're like, that doesn't look, but it looks fantastic. So it's great to be back here at the Cafe Gallery Cabaret. And people were talking about the last thing they ever read at the cafe, and I'm like, I just wrote a poem that was brand new, so I feel like I'm gonna do something really, really quick because it's the first poem I ever wrote. This is called, and then I could think of Dave Getchuk with this. This is called Under the Sea. I'd like to be under the sea to watch the fish go swim. I'd like to squish a jellyfish and then let go of him. I'd like to grab a soft-shelled crab and take him for a walk. I'd like to hurdle over a turtle and teach dolphins to talk. I'd like to see a manatee and then go play by him. I'd like to do all of these things. If only I could swim. Sorry, thank you. I was 9. Yeah, there you go. And I rhymed. You don't see me doing that again. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple open micers here, and I am really looking forward to hearing from this man who hosts the Poetry Open Mic at Cafe Mestizo, and I believe he's got one going on this Saturday. Please give it up for Vito himself, Vittorio Carli! Woo!
Yeah, this poem has some interchangeable parts. Name your poison. The Cocker Spaniel, tax collector, massage therapist, Tea Party activist, mortician, Bonneville expert. Skipped, drove, took a car, ran, biked to the ballet, cemetery, poetry foundation, Occupy Chicago on LaSalle, Maggie's farm, the Lee Groban Memorial. On his way back, he met the love of his life, got married, read the Iliad, shit his pants, blew his mind on the car, saw the Rocket from the Tombs reunion concert. Then he had dinner, went to sleep, watched the sunset in a blindfold, grass that fleas, became worm food. Next morning, he woke up in a stranger's bed, submitted his poem to a literary magazine, fell off a bridge, bit at the cage bars, got a full-time teaching job. Haha. Thanks. This is Monday also, but this is a mashup of Thomas Transtromer, the guy who won the Nobel Prize for Literature, Stephanie Dunn, Steve Englehart's Captain America comics, and the National lyrics. I fall asleep among the swallows and wake up among the eagles as midget angels perform joyful crucifixions. Guide my hand, Father, as I avenge your death. I defend my family with an orange umbrella. It is silent as a Quaker service. The girls say meow as their brains turn to ash. I've learned a lot since the days I reveled in my enemies' deaths, but I don't have the drugs to sort it out. I'm surrounded by written signs I can't interpret. I'm totally illiterate. Never had the homeless look more fashionable. But since I returned to life after being frozen in the ice floe, I never married and I don't remember me. Thank you. The National did all the last lines, but this is kind of a nasty poem.
Yay!
But this is my thoughts on our presidential candidates. And some of the ones that dropped out.
But it's so fun to talk about it.
Yeah. Bachman's a compassionate, conservative, and tolerant wife. He's been in a successful gay marriage for most of her life. He's a strict recreationist and a religious right-winger. She thinks Paul Revere was a pro-gun bell ringer. Richard Peary is a hard-working Texas son of a gun. He jogs with a firearm and shoots coyotes for fun. His numbers have gone down significantly, that's true. I may want to live through George Bush Part 2. Mitt Romney flip-flops on his positions all the time. He acts like consistency is a serious crime. When his opponents attack with themselves with a gun, with a grin, we all know it would be hard for a Mormon to win. Sarah Palin was a governor of a far-out cold place. He comes off well on TV with her photogenic face. The red text and Obama were excessive and mean. He's less qualified to run the country than Charlie Sheen. The nuance is slimy, cold-blooded creature that willows in a swamp bed. His conduct in America made many progressives see red. He's a fearless proponent of traditional values of married life. That's why he took up with his missions before dumping his sick wife. Ron Paul is more generous than the rest combined. I like his view on the military and industrial complex just fine. His views on FEMA and education are just plain insane. And they're run by promising alternative caught on a train. Huntsman worked for Obama, but he's running on a Republican ticket. At least he ran on it. He often sounds somewhat reasonable and generous, not wicked. He's about 3 times as smart as Bachman or Perry. It leaves him about 10 times as likely to win the primary. Herman Cain's a charming, charismatic pizza-selling man. He allegedly harasses subordinates whenever he can. His Libyan mind freeze caused many to give him bad looks. Now that he's dropped out, he'll be able to sell more books. Obama's first term was unsuccessful and scary. He governs just to the left of Goldwater buried. There are many that say he deserves another chance. If he's the best we can do, we should all move to France. Thanks.
Oh, if he's the best we can do, we should all move to France. I love it. It's got good wine, yes, and cheese. The brie. Talking about the beauty. And you know, I really kind of want to do like a Mad Libs poem based on that first one. Be like, have everybody fill out what should the line be, and have like collaborative poems for open mics in the future. I've got somebody that has put their name down here, and I'm trying to remember from before from what they said, and I don't know. It looks like a third person name, Ching A Head or Ching A Head, or was it I thought I heard Spartacus before, or Bill. Is he around here? Where's my guy that wanted to come up here for an open mic? Where's my guy? Yeah, please, ladies and gentlemen, get over this awesome walk-in. Come on up here, you know. Woo! I'm afraid of what you're gonna do. But come on.
The mic. Look at this. Look at this microphone. Got some dents in it. But anyway, you know. It's, hey, could you please go back in that corner? But anyway, the definition of poetry, which I just made up here, what just came to me tonight. Word sequences that betray the visions of those that would dare to feel.
Say that again. Word images that they betray the way.
No.
Word sequences.
Word sequences that betray the visions of those that would dare to feel. Sometimes you get to thinking it's all been such a bad dream. You wake up in a cold sweat just to hear that L train scream. You say, man, I gotta get out of here, this shit is too much to bear. You wind up at some corner bar. You forget you even cared. Forget about that Puerto Rican woman you got down on Fremont Street. She wasn't that good looking, man, but man was she a treat. She carved you with a butcher knife and hummed some lost refrain about all the love that's ever lost turned into a ball and chain. Beans and rice for every meal. She takes what she wants and the rest she steals. Well, you better catch yourself a fast freight. Well, you better catch yourself a fast freight, baby, because there's money you lack, and she'll never let you accumulate it. Because I seen her rewind. I said I seen her rewind that damn monkey on your back. Amen.
Officially awesome.
Don't quote me on that.
Well, is it alright if you're, I checked it before, is it alright if you're video recorded for this open mic? I can.
Oh, late now.
Well, if you don't want us to do anything with it, we can just get rid of the recording. It's all up to you.
No.
It's you've got a right to do that. You can decide if you'd like. He says he's already committed. You're committed, my friend.
Yeah,
so,
oh,
no. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to him for a man who has been here from when this place was at the cafe, and it was at Cafe Aloha. I'm honored to hear him up here. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jeff Helgeson. Jeff.
Well, okay. Nice to be here and see folks, but actually when you get up here you can't see anyone, so that's kind of nice. So okay, I'm going to do something that is from a publication from Pudd'nhead Press called Sign of the Times. The experiment that was termed the modern age is said to have ended. Well, we're past it now, on to something else, something after. Something new. Something ripe for haiku. Postmodern life echoes off like your profile in parallel mirrors. It has become infinite. A seemingly eternal ever now. In itself and of itself. Consubstantial. Well, it is the surface of things. That is all that has come to matter. What you see is what you get. The reflective is the real. Appearance is reality. This open space, you there. Now I see you seeing me, and you see me seeing you. Hyper reality. An enigma wrapped up somehow in the seeming paradox of a reality show. It's a sign of the times. Now, zero consciousness has replaced understanding. protean in nature, irrationality eclipses the age of reason. Zero consciousness has replaced understanding. With Wheel of Fortune following a few brief commercial messages, I changed from carpet cleaning ads to reruns of a show about nothing, remotely in control, flickering a heap of broken images, a cornucopia of impressions, perceiving nothing. Well, the great wasteland goes click-clacking ever on before me, offering a myriad of choices and making it impossible to decide, replacing anxiety with consumerist hysteria, angst with continual distraction, ennui with self-revelation. Still, there is truth within simulation. Those are real people whose lives are affected by what we see on TV while eating dinner from the microwave. There is a dark side which passeth show beneath the surface gleam of things that merely seem. The good news at the end of history masks a hidden truth that Hegel and Marx each sought to ignore. Huxley also was mistaken. Time does not have a stop. Still, eyeless in Gaza, Hamas ascendant, appointments in Samara yet to be fulfilled, the prospect promised by the end of the Cold War, the great dialectic brought into resolution, up Shiite Creek. Now the wall may well have tumbled down, but reason did not achieve itself in time. Instead, the idols of the tribe, the cave, the marketplace became merely theater. And still, all in all, we remain just as we were, even after the fall, desperately seeking erudition. You see, it may well not be true that the images of things, the signs that we perceive, are only significant to other signs within an arbitrary code. Belief in the failure of language leads only to somnambulism, to a solipsism that ends the first time you stub your toe. A close shave with Occam's razor can make dunces of us all. Everything should be as simple as possible, but no simpler. I mean, we all face certain challenges, teetering as we are on the brink of extinction. It's a delicate balance within our Humpty Dumpty world, a weighing out of things so seldom weighed, your money or your life, the high price that you are willing to pay in the future for the things that you consume today. Still, we wonder, we question, we ask if there isn't something more. With simulation replacing what once was real, the Holocaust Museum has become a destination, a Disneyland of horror, an end within itself. There is now a monument at Baba Yar, but no one goes there anymore. Still, I feel the deep pulse of absent generations within the open space around me, laughing their Lazarus laugh, their ever silent phoenix laugh, holding the dark secret of the ever now, buried deep within the forgotten revelations of the past. And what is it that the thunder said? Only that a third world war now threatens far more than World War III. CNN has made it all so clear. The skyline lifting around us like a man-made mountain range of steel can come crashing down. Not even London's subways are safe from this blitz anymore. Chaos, the dragon of the apocalypse, strains wildly against its collar. Time ever now is an endgame born of time past. The once marginalized of history have rebounded and begun striking back. The fatwa against fiction has become a jihad on acculturation. Globalization fought through the World Wide Web. A new meta-language for old ideas, new bottles for old wine. In the end is the beginning. Perplexed by discontinuity and indeterminacy, the center cannot hold. Time before will engender what comes after, as now and ever shall be. It's a sign of the times. Thank you so much. I sometimes fall into that prophetic mode. So I told Janet that, inspired by the landscape behind me, I couldn't resist this old chestnut from the Chicago literature canon, the Carl Sandburg that you've heard 1,000 times, but now I get to give it my little go. Hog butcher for the world, toolmaker, stacker of wheat, player with railroads and the nation's freight handler, stormy, husky, brawling, city with the big shoulders. Now they tell me that you're wicked, and I believe them. For I've seen your painted women beneath the gas lights luring the young farm boys. And they tell me that you're crooked. And I say, yes, it's true. I've seen the gunman kill and go free to kill again. And they tell me that you are brutal. And my reply is, on the faces of women and children, I have seen the wanton marks of hunger. But having answered so to those who would sneer at this, my city, I turn back to them and I give them back the sneer. And I say to them, come, show me another city with head lifted, singing, so proud to be alive and coarse and strong and cunning, flinging metallic curses amid the toil of piling job on job. Here is a tall, bold slugger set vivid against the little soft cities. Fierce as a dog with its tongue lapping for action. Cunning as a savage pitted against the wilderness. Bare-headed, breaking, building under the dust, laughing with white teeth. Under the terrible the burden of destiny, laughing, even as the young man laughs. Laughing even as the ignorant fighter who has never lost a battle laughs. Laughing and boasting that under his ribs beats the heart, and under his wrist the pulse of the people. Laughing the stormy, husky, brawling laughter of youth, half naked, sweating, proud to be toolmaker, stacker of wheat, and freight handler to the nation.
Awesome. Preceding Jeff here was Victoria Carlin, who's going to be featured here the next time we're here for Gallery Cabaret on February 1st. And at the end of February, I love that we've got a February 29th. We've got a feature from our next open micer. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sid Yiddish.
All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the throat singing version of the Star Spangled Banner. I pledge alienation to the fag of the United Snakes of non-existent America, and to the Republican for which it stands, one nation under God, split open like a pea pod, testing by some scientist to see if we as a nation can swallow it whole. For those of you who have hats in the room, please take them off. Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed
at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave. Play ball.
I was so wanting to sing along with that. And it was so, but I'm like, I can't do that.
Because it was suggested that I should do this for closing off the night, and I don't have it in front of me. I'm going to read a poem that a number of people have asked me to do before, and I'm doing this off of memory, which seems a bad way to end this one, but this is called Death Takes Many Forms. It is winter now. The trees have lost their leaves. The city is covered in a thin layer of soot and snow. The grass is dead. In a sunless sky, black birds circle overhead, searching for prey. An eerie cold settles over everything. Nothing is growing anymore. Death takes many forms. For you, death first came when you were 5 years old, and your mother had to give you 3 shots of insulin a day until you could take a needle to yourself. Did it hurt to push that needle into your arm the first time? Or did it hurt you more to know you had no choice? Death takes many forms. Death can be someone telling you without trying that they're losing their circulation, or they're losing their eyesight. Behind Coke bottle glasses, you would see me and say, "That's a nice black suit you're wearing, Janet." And I would tell you, "It's green," and you wouldn't believe me. It is winter now. I know what follows the autumn wind. Do you remember winter when it happened? I mean, the changes are subtle. First, the temperature drops. First, only slightly. It's almost imperceptible. Only when all the seasons have gone do you realize where everything is gone. Death takes many forms. Death can be someone telling you that they're losing their circulation. My feet are numb, Janet. You'd say, "I can't feel my feet anymore." And I would rub your feet for you, and you would say, "It makes a difference. You feel better." If only I could do this forever. Death can be the sweat-soaked shirts, the shakes, dizziness when you needed food. You would look as pale as a ghost as I would hold your cold, wet arm and steady you. Quick, some sugar will make everything better. Isn't everything better yet? I said goodbye to you to travel my own road. But now you decided to leave me. Are you trying to teach me a lesson? Because if you are, well, I've learned it. You can come back now. And now it seems you've taken me down there with you. You take me down into that casket with you, and I'm running my hand along your jacket lapel, and I can feel them shoveling the dirt over my head. And I want to get out, and I want to take you with me. You told me that winter could be beautiful. Instead of the dark and dirty snow lacing the city's streets, you showed me a quieting snowfall over a lake at your parents' backyard, glistening in an untouched whiteness. I told you I hated winters, but you told me, this you don't hate. Well, I'm still learning. It is winter now, and death takes many forms. The seasons change for you and I. It is snowing, and something is ending. It is snowing. Somewhere, it is snowing. Did that the best as I could off of memory, and I have no proper goodbyes for this, but everybody, you should stay around for the next thing that's coming up, because we've got original musicians coming up with the original stuff. I'm really looking forward to that, and we've got great specials here at this place. Thank each and every one of you for coming out here, and I look forward to seeing you the next time on February 1st. Check it out any old time at Chaotic Art Center /Snow Cafe, and thank you, thank you, thank you.